Hello guys, welcome to another session of this Adobe Illustrator tutorials. I'm going to show you how to draw mathematical instruments. I'm just going to show you how to use simple diagrams like circle and square. So I have like around 6 artboards here and these samples that I'm going to use. Let me just zoom it so that you're able to see it well. So I'm going to use this one here to draw this. We're going to draw all these mathematical objects here. So I'm just going to start with the first artboard here, where I'm just going to draw this one here. We just start with a very simple circle. I'll click on the circle here, and remember to hold the shift key for you to get a perfect circle. So I'll just hold down the shift key and just make it a perfect circle like that. Now that's just a perfect circle. You have drawn a perfect circle, but you realize you click outside, it's not visible. So when you say highlight it, it will be visible. So for it to be visible, it means your strokes here. I come to properties here, make your strokes is visible. I'll just make it 1. I'll just click this one to make it let me just make it 2. So I have 2, as now it's very visible, as you can see there. Now I'm going to duplicate the circle. For you to duplicate something in Adobe Illustrator, just hold Alt and just drag. Hold Alt and just drag, and you have another circle there. Let me just pull this circle here and pull this circle here. Now, something very interesting in these circles, you'll see this aspect here. If you click it and hold your mouse and drag, it will give you angles like that. You can even make it like that. So you can easily create angles using this one like that. So again, I'll just put it somewhere here, and this time I'm gonna come to layers here. If you don't have layers, why do you use layers? So that you're able to separate these objects or these diagrams in different categories. So I'll just come here, come to edit, cut it, then I'll come to this layer here, then I'll make sure I go to this artboard 2. I'll just come to edit here and just paste it like that. So it is in this layer. As you can see, if I close this layer, it's not visible. The other layer, if I close it, you'll see this one here is not visible. So I'm working on these layers here. If you can't access layers, you just come to Windows and you'll always make sure this one is ticked here. And also to add a new layer, you just come here and click. It will add a new layer there. So it is a good practice always to put these objects in new layers so that you're able to control them easily. So I have this one here. I'll put it somewhere here. I'll also duplicate it again like that. This time I want to show you something interesting. If I come here and double click it, it will come to a full circle again. Allow me just to delete this one. I'll just delete it using the delete key in my keyboard. I'll put it here again. Now this time I don't want to use it manually like this. I don't want to do that. I'll just do that. So I'm going to create something. I'm going to create this one here. It's very simple. This time I'm going to come here, click on this object here, then I'll come to this aspect called shape. Then here we have these options here. Now here it can easily you can easily manipulate this angle accurately instead of just dragging your mouse. So I'm going to do this. I'm just going to put it at 180 degrees. You see now I have this object here. So again, if I click it here, I come to shapes here. You see again, this is the start and also you have the end. If you can experiment, let's say I tried this to 150, you see what happens, but I'll just put it at 0. It's a matter of experimenting. Now I have this object here. The next object, maybe you can just make it this one here. Maybe I'll just again duplicate this one here. Maybe I just come here, make it as a full circle, double click again. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to shape here. Maybe I'll just try, it looks like around maybe 60 degrees. So you can easily do that. Funny enough, you can also rotate it. Maybe I rotate it to 60 or I rotate it to 40. So you can easily play around with shapes like that, just like that. Then also we have this one here. It's very simple. I'll just duplicate this one again. Make it as a whole circle. Or maybe I come to this artboard here, double click here, make it a whole circle, and then come to shapes here. I'll make sure it is 0 rotated, set from somewhere here. Then maybe this one here, I start with 0. Let's put it 60 degrees, and maybe this one 60 degrees. Or 28. or I can just manually put it like that. Maybe if you don't want it to be that accurate, I can easily just put it like that. So that's how to create that mathematical diagram. Then the next diagram maybe is this one here. It's very simple. Again, I'll just come and draw. I'll go to this artboard here. I'll come here, draw two circles just like that, and then I'll duplicate this one by holding Alt so that I have a bigger circle. Maybe make it bigger like that. I'll make sure, you see, when you click a circle, it shows you the center. I'll make sure this center is aligned to this center. How do you know it's aligned? It'll snap. You see this when you drag it, it snaps like that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to determine the center. I'll activate the rulers. How do you activate the rulers? You come to the view here. So already mine is activated. Then you make sure you come to rulers here. Then you just make sure you just click here. If I click, then it will hide. If I come again here under the rulers, if I just show the rulers, so I'll just click anyway. I'll just click on this one here, this circle to show me the center. Then I'll just come to the grid here, click. Then it will give you a grid line. Put it in the center there so that it gives you the center there. Again, I'll click maybe this one here again to show me the center. I'll come here again, click, it will give me grid lines. I'll just come and put it somewhere here. Also the same to this one, click, show me the center. Already the center of this one is this one here. So I think the center, I'll just come here and put it somewhere here. So I have the center. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use the pen tool, click here. Then I'm just going to draw here. Sorry, not this. I'm just going to click here like that. Then come and click here, come again, click here, come again, click here, then come again. If you see this circle, it means you want to join there. So I don't see the pen tool. Now what am I going to do? I'll just click it here. I come to the properties here, make sure I put the stroke so that it's able to see. So I can do away with the grid lines. Maybe I just delete them, click on them, delete, click, delete. Then here we have, remember, we are emulating this one here. The next one is this one here. It's very simple. You remember the tactic we use. I'll just come here, draw a perfect circle again like that. Then I'm just going to come to shapes here, maybe put it at 180. Then the next thing, just like that, it is not visible. I'll highlight it, come to properties here, make sure the stroke is maybe 2 or 1. It depends on how I'm going to use it. So there we have it. Then I'll determine the center. The same again. I'll just come here. Here's the center. Just use the grid lines. Again, the center. Then what am I going to do? I'm going to use the pen tool. Come here, draw. So I don't see the pen. What I've done with the pen tool, I just come again to the stroke, make sure it is like that. So now the next shape I want to draw, I want to show you is this one here. We want going to draw this a little bit complex, just a combination of shapes. So what I'm going to do is very simple. I'm going to draw a very big circle here, perfect circle. So I'll hold down Shift, draw the circle like that. Then after that, I'm going to determine the center. So I'm going to use the grid to guide me. So I'll just drag this on here till here. Again, I'll click on the circle for me to get the center. Then I'm going to do that again like that. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to draw some small circles, perfect circles. So I'll just come again here, hold Shift for me to get a perfect circle. So that just like that. And then the next thing I'm going to do, the circle is not visible, so I'll make sure at least I add the stroke. This circle, I'm going to make sure it is like this, it fits here like that. And then I'm going to pull it so that it becomes here at the center. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I make sure it fits here exactly. I'm going to duplicate it out and drag. Then I have something like this. Then I'm going to highlight it like this. I'm going to come to the shape builder tool. Now you realize the shape builder tool is behaving like this. So what am I going to do? Maybe I add a line here, something like a line from end to end. Click here, just drag and make sure it is completely straight by holding shift. This line is just to separate the different parts. So I'm going to highlight again. Then I'm going to come to the shape builder tool. Now you see I can easily delete parts. So I'll hold Alt, delete this part here. Hold Alt, I'll delete this part. So I'm remaining with this. Maybe I can try to remove this one, this line here. Then I'll come highlight here again, shape builder tool. This time I'll combine this and this. So there we have it. Then I'm going to do this again. Remove this part here. Hold Alt. Just you can remove this. Let me see if I can remove this. Yeah. So there we have it. If I remove these grid lines here, there we have our object. So that's how to create simple mathematical diagrams.